Hello learners, today we are going to see about the difference between DBMS and RDBMS. First, DBMS means database management system. And the full form of RDBMS is relational database management system. If like in DBMS means the data will be stored in a file format. Data will be stored in file format. Whereas in RDBMS the data will be stored in table format. Will be stored in table format. In DBMS the data will be stored in hierarchical form or navigational form. Hierarchical form or navigational form. Whereas in RDBMS the data will be stored in tabular form. Will be stored in tabular form. This is how a typical hierarchical form will look like for a college. If you take a college means there will be many departments will be there. For example purpose I am taking CSE department and IT department. In CSE department there will be professor will be there and the students will be there. The professor details like student, professor ID, professor name and department will be stored in 3 separate files, and the student details like student name, student ID and the department will be stored in 3 different files. And it will be same for IT department also, where professor details like professor ID, name and department will be stored in 3 different files, and the student ID, name, department will be stored in 3 different files. So we can't able to make a relation with these files since it is stored in file format. We can't able to make a relation between one file and another file. And for RDBMS the data will be stored in tabular form. So a typical tabular form will look like this, where we will be having separate tables for the professor details and the student details. In professor details table we will be storing the details of the professor like professor ID, professor name and professor department. And in CSE student details table we will be storing like student ID, student name and department in separate tables. And it's the same for IT department also, where we will be storing professor ID, professor name and department in one table, and student ID, name and department in another table. We will go for the next point in DBMS. In DBMS the data will be stored in file format. So we can't able to create a relationship between one data and another data. It's very hard to make relation between one data and another data in DBMS. So we can't able to create a relation between one data and another data. between one data and another data. Whereas in RDBMS, the data are stored in table format, so we can able to create a relationship between one data and another data very easily when compare with DBMS, where we can't able to create relation. And on RDBMS, we can able to create relationship between one data and another data. Create relation between one data and another data. And another data. If you take DBMS means it can handle only a small amount of data. Can handle only a small amount of data. Whereas the RDBMS can handle a large amount of data. Large amount of data. If we take in DBMS means at the same time only single user can access the DBMS database. Single user can access the DBMS database. Whereas in RDBMS at the same time multiple users can access the RDBMS database. Can access the RDBMS database. Data redundancy is present in DBMS. Present in DBMS. Since data in DBMS will be in file format, no, so there will be a data redundancy problem is there in DBMS model. So there will be data redundancy problem is there in this model. Whereas in RDBMS data redundancy is not present. Is not present. Since the data are stored in tabular format, so the table format will be having keys and index, and these keys and index will not allow data redundancy. It has a keys and index. This will not allow data redundancy. This will not allow data redundancy. Normalization is not possible in DBMS. Normalization means it's a process of organizing the data in the database. Since in DBMS the data will be stored in file format, so we can't able to organize those data very easily. So that's the reason normalization is not possible in DBMS. Whereas in RDBMS, the data will be stored in table format, no? So we can able to organize those data very easily. So that's the reason in RDBMS the normalization is possible. Some of the softwares that supports DBMS are XML and MS access, we can say. DBMS or XML and MS access. And some of the softwares that supports RDBMS are Oracle, SQL, MySQL and SQL Server. RDBMS or Oracle, SQL, MySQL and SQL Server. Nowadays RDBMS is more popular when compared to DBMS. So we will be learning more about RDBMS in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned for that. And that's all for today's videos, guys. If you learned something valuable means please hit that like button, and if you think this video is helpful for your friends means please share with them. And for more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next video.